I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Eldaman Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shionne?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
I wonder what we'll find out there this time.
Most likely Zeugles, I would reckon.
I mean, other than them.
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
What's this thing?
Look, Hootle! One of your buddies!
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
Here I come! Dragon form! Get on in there with water! And here, if they rush me, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara!
Lightning hit! Look shot! One more time!
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield is for! Technical to behold!
I'm not trying to be
part of it. Embrace it.
In here! This'll come in handy.
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one. Ha! I've got something. Ugh. 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 Anybody could reel in that.
Not too shabby, friend.
There we go. Ugh. 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 Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
You sure know what you're doing.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help. Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
We're in for a long slog with this one!
Dragon Swarm!
I'm also good with airborne targets. Take sleep now.
Flying free!
Theo, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Dragon Swarm!
Great sleep now. Here's evil. Let's get you out of the way. Freeze Lancer.
You're mine!
Make it break. It's just frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
My turn!
All thanks to you!
Luna Rumble!
You do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cycla!
Now! Here I come!
Look sharp!
Tear!
Make it rain!
Luna River!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Soda! Tear!
Freeze Lancer.
Take this!
Here I come! You're finished! Dragon
Take this! Prepare to be sealed. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
You're mine!
No further!
Piercing roar!
Here I come! It's over!
The earth throbs in pain.
Soda!
Raging Cascade.
In a bind!
In here.
Here I come!
Tiger
Flame!
Hurricane Thrust!
Seal.
You're mine!
Into the shadow.
Soda! Here I come!
Lightning orb. Up and at 'em. Let's go. Hear me.
Can't get out of this!
Burning.
You're mine! You're mine! Dragon Form! Severing Wind! You're mine! Lunar Dragon! You're finished! Dragon Form! It's over! Here I come! Dragon Form! Severing Wind! Soda! No escape! Take this! Here I come! Dragon Form! Severing Wind! Take this! You're finished! Stardust!
Take
Here I come! Dragon Form! Make it rain!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine this sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Come and face me! Time to let it rip! Here! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! I'm not done!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
You are
Don't take your eyes off the
As
clock.
soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Basil! You're mine! You're finished!
Now,
You're on!
you're feistier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic, but fair. Now!
I can feel my precision improving.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You're on! Win!
Airborne beat.
Here I come!
My
You're
special.
finished! I'll take you all on! Got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
Where are you going?
Here I come!
Hear me, flame of fury!
It's over!
Glacial spear.
Make it rain!
Frozen.
Hammer!
Nicely done.
You're mine!
All thanks to you.
Win!
This is
Soda!
Tiger Blade.
Luna Rondo!
There. Go.
You're mine!
This one's mine.
Dragon Swarm!
Taking this one.
Huh?
My astral energy.
Do it!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
A victory for the...
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it your This won't be easy.
Here I come!
Don't be such a pessimist. Let the marksman target the duel beyond. Now,
Here I come!
Pesky air...
astral energy, full throttle. Go!
No! Damn it! Strike! Soda! Devastation! You're mine! Devastation!
Tiger Blade.
Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
This one's mine! You're on! I'm not done!
Make it rain!
Glacial
Katana!
spear.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I feel sprightlier than before.
That's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Severing Wind! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
You don't mind if I do.
Severing Wind! Tear! Luna Rondo! No escape! Here I come!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
You're finished! Dragon Swarm!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the clock.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Luna Rondo!
Appreciate the help.
Take this! It's over!
Wind astral energy. Tiger Blade. Lightning condemned. Thunder Blade.
Severing Wind! Searing Gale! Take this! You're finished! Here I
With this, I can become even stronger.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Take this!
Photon Smash!
Severing Blade! Take this!
Here's a healing art!
You're mine! Okay, here I go.
How about this?
You're mine!
Don't mind if I do.
Time to shine! You make me angry. That was a bad idea.
Let's
Give it a whirl!
Flaming meteor!
Wind Astral Energy!
Stay away from my friends!
Raging!
Why'd you heal me?
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Train harder.
Will this help? Sleep now. Healing
Take
Storm!
this!
Crescent Moon!
Severing Wind! Soda! Here I go! Move Thunder!
Make it break! Lock! Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang!
My turn!
Struck!
No further!
Mega Ray!
Take this!
Astral Energy!
It's over!
Leave the chargers to me. Make it rain!
Blow them away!
Searing
Not a
Flame!
chance!
Here goes
Wind!
Supernova!
Take
Time
this!
to shine!
Tear!
Do it!
Mirage Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
To action! Everyone's still in one piece?
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.